up?
Now we here to talk about Band's Warped Tour 2001-3. That is the year we are currently in, and that is the year this festival is happening. This is a yearly installment since like the 90s. We've been there the past 2 years.
90s. The age.
We went to the past 2 years. They were really fun. They were a lot of fun. They were really fun, a lot of fun. And so yeah, what's your thoughts on this lineup? I mean, we think most of the bands have been around, so.
The bands I really like, first of all. The bands that I would go to really see. First of all, there's August Burns Red, one of my favorite bands. I would go to see them because they're cool, and they were on it 2 years ago, and I miss them for the Acacia strain, but they're cool. I would love to see them. The Black Dahlia Murder, the band that sticks out like a black thumb, and like all of these, stereotypical Warped Tour kids are gonna like freak out when Trevor like rips his shirt off and starts like fist pumping and his guts hanging out and everything, and it's Black Dahlia Murder, and people are going to be like, oh, what's that? I'm waiting for whatever band name. But another band I would like, it would be neat to see Bring the Horizon. I've never seen them before. It'd be kind of interesting if they played stuff from their their newest coming out album that got leaked, so it's their current album, I guess.
Excuse me.
I think Bless the Fall would be kind of neat to see. I mean, they're a neat band. I have no complaints about them. Other bands that a couple bands that are like kind of there that I kind of expect them to be is like Memphis Mayfire and Chiodos and a couple bands like that. It's really it's a typical lineup, I suppose. I mean, you have like, so for me at least, there's some bands that I want to see, and there's bands that are there that I expect to see there, like Let Live or no, I'd like to see the Chariot too. They'd be neat to see again. They're crazy dudes, and crazy, and it'd be nice to see them when a bunch of people aren't standing behind me talking every 5 seconds. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's the bands that I really want to see. There's bands I would expect to be there that I don't really have too many complaints about. Like, I would watch them, but it's not like I would go for them, you know what I mean? Like, they would be there and be like, yeah, that's cool, I would see that band. Like, I might watch a couple Memphis Mayfire songs. I'm not, like, too into the band, but, they'd be there to watch. I mean, it's something. And then there's bands, like, that I don't really care about, but, I feel like there's not as many bands that I would go for. Like last year, there was After the Burial, there's Chelsea Grin, there was Chunk No Captain Chunk, Yeah, there's a couple of bands I want to see. Not Born with Cyrus, but there's a couple of bands I want to see. But I feel like there's fewer bands this year that I would like that would really make me go. But that's my opinion, I suppose. I mean, I'm probably not gonna go just because, like, but it doesn't really interest me too much. But there's a couple of cool bands in there, and Whatnot, Propane.
No game.
What's your
Rogaine. Who would I go for? See Advance Warped Tour 2013. I fucked the year up. Holy shit. Man. I honestly only want to see the Black Dahlia Murder and August Burns Red. None of the other bands there really interest me at all. I mean, pretty much the amount of fucks that I give about this lineup is off the charts. I'm being sarcastic. I'm really...
3 out of 3 sucked.
You suck, dude. I love them, bro. Come at me. I mean, I'm not into this lineup, really. I'm just not, a lot of the bands that are here, I'm just not really into that whole style anymore. I mean, there's a couple bands that, I would watch and I wouldn't hate, like Volumes or Upon a Burning Body or something, but I don't really care for them too much anymore. Congratulations to Texas in July for getting on this. Kidding. I'm just not into this lineup at all. There's just nothing that really makes me want to go. To me, buying a $43 ticket to go see two bands isn't really worth it to me. The Black Diary and August Burns Red would put on great shows, and there's just nothing like last year, like Sam was talking about. There was a bunch of bands that really pulled me to want to go.
Metal bands.
Yeah, or like 2011. I really wanted to see the Acacia Strain, and there's a few other bands on there that we watched that day. I kind of forget because it's been so long, but there was bands that pulled me that wanted to go there. But there was more than just two bands. There was a few bands that really pulled me in. There's just nothing besides August Burns Red and the Black Diamond. I just don't really. There's nothing that I feel like I really want to see. I'm just not into bands like Memphis Mayfire or any of those type bands anymore. I used to like a couple of them. It's not my thing anymore. But I don't know. I mean, if you like this lineup, that's awesome. If you love Vans Warped Tour, there's a lot of bands on here that a lot of people will like. That's completely awesome if you like them. I'm not saying that because I don't like the lineup, you shouldn't go. There's a lot of bands that you want to see, go for it. That'd be cool, man. I'm just not really into it.
Like, after a while of being into metal music, I suppose, you really, all the diversity and such, and all of the elitism and whatnot, like people choosing sides and this and that, and what sucks and what doesn't, and what's generic and what's not. I mean, like, beside of all of that, people really, after they've been in metal for a while, a couple of years, really develop specific preferences, I guess. And, I mean, part of it's because, you know what you like, and another part of it is just becoming jaded from all the, same things that you hear over and over again, or what you don't like, or, things that happen, you're just like, I don't really like this band anymore, you get tired of it sometimes, and there's a couple bands on this tour that, like that, I wouldn't really want to see, that I just may have wanted to see a couple of years ago, but anymore, not really. Like, I've really narrowed down what I listen to, and it's not in a bad way, like, I'm not saying all these bands really suck, besides 303, I don't like that band. Bowling Pursuit, but I don't like Bowling Pursuit either. They're, I don't know. If people, I don't see why people are complaining about theirs. Like, I've seen all kinds of people back when they were announced for Warped Tour. I mean, there's like 100 bands, 100+ bands. You don't have to watch them. Like, Blackfield Brides on Warped Tour. I give up on life. Just don't watch them. Seriously. And if you don't like a band, don't watch them. It's not like anyone's forcing. It's not like, there's like a requirement on the ticket. You pay for your ticket, you have to watch Blackfield Brides. It's like, watch whoever you want.
It's not like it's like an indoor festival where you have to like watch them to see the next band or something.
Yeah.
You can go wherever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
You can take a shit, you can eat some food, you can watch another band, you can talk to somebody, you can go in the tents, you can buy merch, you can do whatever.
Don't eat food because it's really expensive. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like I'm really cheap, but it's really expensive. Like,
the Susquehanna Bank Center in Camden, where we usually go, charges like $33 for a fucking pizza. Isn't that it?
Something like that. It was like $13 for like really shady like Susquehanna Bank Park chicken and fries. Like the fries looked okay, but I never trust chicken.
$4.50 for a goddamn one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like $6 for a Powerade. I mean, I'm not like really cheap. Like I'm not.
Yeah, we're not like
old
Jews
man.
or something. Holy shit! Sorry if you're Jewish,
Right.
man. Just
Damn.
saying.
The Jewish Warped Tour coming to
Holy
your
shit!
town.
Spend more money on shit to try to keep you hydrated because it's so hot than you actually do on like merch. Like there's always merch that you want to get, but you can't get it because you're like, well, fuck, I don't want to die.
Buy me some of that March. Yeah, there's a couple bands that I don't really care about, but I mean, I'm not gonna say like they flat out suck. I mean, besides 303, I don't like that band. But a lot of the bands I just don't really care for, because I mean, I know people watch this video and like, there's a lot of bands on this tour that people like get offended about. Like, you don't like Memphis Mayfire, like, you know, like, you'll get offended if I say I don't like the band, but like, they're like a mutual understanding, I guess. I don't care for the band. I'm not gonna say they're bad. They're just not my taste. I mean, there's only like a very few bands. There's under 10 bands that are like that really fit my taste that I would really want to go and see. But no, yeah,
This tour needs more Miss May I.
yeah. But Mice and Men's not on this year. But
That's why it's shitty.
you can only be on Warped Tour 2 years at a time because Kevin Lyman etiquette. There's no of Mice and Men. There's no Pierce the Veil.
Here's the view.
There's no what other bands are missing? They have Icy Stars.
Miss
They,
May I.
yeah,
What
Miss
Was
Miss
Me is
May.
on it this year, and like Moths to Flames. I'm
We
so
Came as
excited.
Romans.
There you go. The Word Alive.
Those are bands that I'm very, you know, I've become jaded in metal and I don't really care for those bands at first, but it's all about what you like. If you dig it, you go and you have fun and you.
I mean, Warped Tour is
Buy
fun. There's just
expensive
nobody
water.
we really
Yeah, it's really a fun festival. It's a nice experience. El Experienzo.
Skip
Muy
it out.
El Experienzo. I don't know what I said.
Ish.
but It's that.
Ish. But I think I'm going to be skipping out on this year. Put my money in elsewhere. This tour needs more Mirror.
I'm walking out on this year. I'm not skipping. I'm walking.
This is Weekly Meta Reviews. We're hard asses, and we're not going to Pants Warped Tour. It sucks. I'm going to kill myself.
Don't joke about that. That's not
Sorry.
cool.
Yeah.